Hey there, for the final thing of today, I'll do a reaction afterward, but Sony press conference, Microsoft nailed it. At first it started pretty rocky, but as soon as they started the revelations going, oh, they're on fire. They're on fire. Sony this year really need to up their game. They really need to. Yeah, God of War 3 is coming out, but it is a system seller. It is, because I own a PS3, but I'd gladly buy a PS3. I bought mine for Metal Gear Solid 4, but I would buy it for God of War 3. I didn't buy God of War 2 though. That's funny. I have God of War 1, but not God of War 2. God of War 3. I'm expecting big things from this game, as it is the final in the trilogy, and I'm expecting very nice visuals, which I saw, which were shown last year. But I'm expecting some gameplay footage, some proper gameplay footage. Not much has been shown of the gameplay footage, ironically. Sony are keeping it very close, very tight to their chest. Very tight. They are guarding that thing. Final Fantasy 13, probably get something on that. Nothing important because it's coming to the 360, but now we know what it looked like on the 360, and it's pretty impressive. Not as good as the PS3, of course, but still pretty impressive. Certainly something that would sell systems in Japan anyway. Certainly. Especially as it's a lot cheaper, which is definitely the crux in the definitely that is something Sony has got to do this year, and that's announce a price drop. They have to drop that price. I managed to buy my PS3 because I stockpiled some money for it. But to the regular Joe who is working pretty solidly in these times of recession, he is not going to go, oh, let's buy a PS3, unless he has quite a solid bunch of dollars in his wallet. The software as well, they have PlayStation Store, awesome. I actually prefer over the Microsoft Store, but I love Xbox Live. I love how the PS3 store is so fluid that you can just buy your stuff, get off, and then just play it in about half an hour's time. That is brilliant. If Microsoft did that, I'd be like, oh, nice. But it works for Sony. That is one thing they have, and that's their online store, but they really need to change. They need to bring out some decent online multiplayers. Yet Killzone 2, but still the most played game is Halo 3 and Call of Duty 4 on the 360, and those are the most played. They have got to bring out something. What was that game called? Action Fighting AFG, something like that. Mag, no, not Mag. Something other. But that looks interesting. Not one I'll buy though. Not one that convinces me. Infamous, which just came out, looks interesting. But in general, Sony have got to really up their ante. They have got to show that the PS3 can reach that audience, because 360 now is turning itself into a multimedia device like the PS3, but succeeding that, which is sound for Sony, because PS2, great console, PS3, a lot of potential, Blu-ray especially. Actually, that's something interesting. I would have expected Microsoft to announce a Blu-ray player, but they don't really need it since they're multimedia now. They're pretty much nailed it. I'm still expecting a lot. I want to be surprised by Sony, because They're a company who, my first gaming experience was Sega. Yeah, it's Sega. Sonic the Hedgehog when I was 3. But my first actual console was a Sony PlayStation 1, and that's when I was 6, and I had Crash Bandicoot 2, and that game, awesome. I love that game. It's still something I really hold dear today. But Sony have if they announce a new Crash game, that'd be awesome. Jak and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank 2, the new style. They announced that. That game was okay, but nothing sensational. Nothing old sensational. Platforms are pretty much dead now. Even Mario Galaxy was meh. It was alright. It was the best of the lot of them anyway. But still, enough. If I saw my Wii tomorrow and Mario Galaxy came out exactly the day after, I'd be like, no, don't really care, to be honest. It'll haunt me, but it's like, it'd be like, play me. Because that was, to be honest, the most game that appealed to me anyway. I really want to be surprised by Sony now. I really want to be took aback by them, because we need to have this competition altered. We need the playing field altered, because Microsoft are second, but they are so far ahead of. There are something like 8 million consoles ahead of Sony, which is a lot, hell of a lot in fact. So 8 million consoles. Sony need a really big title to push, really big. God of War 3 cannot achieve it. It cannot. It just cannot. To say God of War will shift 8 million consoles is just insane, especially in this time. It won't. It just won't, and I'm sticking to that. They really got to show their games as well. Metal Gear Solid 1 on the store is going to be awesome. I hope that's out soon. It is out soon. I think it might be out today. I'm going to check later because I really want to play it, because Metal Gear Solid is one of my favourite games of all time, and I'll gladly dish out the £10 for it. But in final words, oh, hang on, pushing it fine. But in final words, Sony have got to show their cards now. They have got to deal them, and they have got to really blow people away with their announcements. Alright guys, see you on the other side where I will do my reactions.